Warm greetings to everyone! It's AmelJaziTravels with you. Today I will tell you about a country that deserves our attention not only because of the sunny weather but also because of the rich history. Here you can get a lot of exotic and impressions. If you remember the abandoned city from the cartoon Mowgli, which was inhabited by Bandelok, this is the place. We will go to the country of Cambodia and go to the ruins of the Angkor Wat temple, find out what is so attractive about the city overgrown with jungle, and we will look at the show of Cambodian dances. In one of the poorest countries, Cambodia, there is an Angkor Wat temple complex, the treasure of the world. Tourists come here daily accompanied by local guides. In 1431, Angkor was captured and devastated by the Thais. The millionth city died, overgrown with jungle. The French explorer Henry Moult discovered it by accident and opened the way to the temple for everyone. Cambodia is a very hot country. The temperature sometimes reaches 50 degrees. So, as not to burn and blush, be sure to take with you a baseball cap, close clothing or sari, and a large bottle of water. You can buy all these things here in the local market. You will have to walk for a long time or even the whole day in the fierce heat among the stones. The area of the complex is about 300 football fields. The temple has been built on a swamp. In the dry season, it can dry out, and then the foundation of the temple will sag, and everything from above will collapse. The secret mechanism of the integrity of buildings is a moat filled with water, which constantly wets the foundation even in dry periods and prevents it from subsiding. Not wood but stone blocks were used for the construction of the temple. The phenomenon is that a huge complex has been standing on a swamp without a single pile for more than 8 centuries. Another secret of Angkor is the laterite stone, which was mined here in the jungle. It is soft like modeling clay, easy to process, and when dried in the sun, it becomes stronger than concrete. There would be no stone, there would be no cult. Among the walls of the ancient temple, you can see Buddhist monks. Some of them study, others practice. One of them settled down well in the shade among the columns. For a small donation, he is ready to conduct a blessing ceremony, to tie ribbons, sprinkle with water again, cleanse karma, and recite a mantra. If you see young monks in orange clothes, ask them politely to stop and take a photo for memory. The picture looks very artistic among the ruins. You can take part in a Cambodian dance show right in the temple. On red carpets, among dozens of admiring spectators, Cambodian girls perform the Apsara dance, depicting heavenly nymphs and mystical temptresses. This dance is a national tradition of Khmer weddings. Khmers are Cambodian nationality. It is impossible to take your eyes off the solo performer of the show, who gives the audience real bliss. The movements are so graceful and slow that they resemble yoga, and every gesture and finger position means something. For example, all fingers apart and curved in the opposite direction mean flowering. If the thumb touches your index finger and the other 3 fingers open like a fan, it's a bud. And 4 fingers tightly squeezed together and laid back as far as possible, where the thumb is extended upward, is a leaf. This elasticity is achieved through constant stretching exercises. And Cambodian dancers have been training for 10 years or more to bend their fingers 90 degrees in the opposite direction. In the royal palace, the Apsara dance was performed topless. It is their figures that are captured on the frescoes and stucco moldings of the temples. Now they dance in colorful sari-like costumes, with a golden headdress. Even the dressing rooms in which the Apsaras were preparing for the show have been preserved in the Angkor Wat temple complex. Now the preparation is going right here. As soon as I understood that they were dancers, I flew into them and took a photo from memory, asking the Cambodian boy to smile. When leaving the temple, crowds of children attacked tourists. They offer from consumer goods to musical instruments. Our attention was drawn by a girl of about 10, who surrounded us and persuaded to buy 8 magnets for 100 baht. Running away from the kids, we went to the top of the pre-rap temple. The steep steps of Angkor lead here. Climbing them, you realize how difficult the path to the goal can be. The steps are so narrow that you have to climb either on all 4 or turn your feet half-sided. At the very top, there is a central entrance, which everyone enters and exits. Inside, under the sky, there is a chapel. Descent along these steep steps will take longer. There is a fear of accidentally falling out.
Я преодолела 200 ступенек.
I climbed 200 steps. The next temple, Taprom in Cambodia, is famous for the fact that the film Lara Croft, The Tomb Raider, was filmed here. Therefore, the locals call it the Temple of Angelina Jolie. Huge trees are striking. They grow through walls and stones and destroy them. When traveling around the temple, you need to be careful because there are very low doorways. After such a heat, where the temperature exceeded 30 degrees, we arrived to the Bayonne temple, the Temple of Thousand Faces. Its highlight is that the stone faces of either Buddha or Hindu deities are depicted on the towers. At different times of the day, faces can be smiling and pensive. The Asians immediately realized what the trick was and lined up to capture the image in front of one of the Buddhas. And AmelJazi did it too. Finally, you can sit in the doorway and freeze in the Apsara pose. It was the Angkor Wat temple complex, which includes many temples, 4 of which we have visited today. It was me, AmelJazi. Subscribe to my channel and wait for new exotic stories.